the markets today, congressional testimony on what caused the failures of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. When they did fall, it sent shockwaves through the regional banking industry, sparking a push for more regulation. The Senate Banking Committee today is set to hear from 3 federal regulators, including the FDIC chairman. And then there's a second hearing on the House side Wednesday. Julia Manchester from the Hill joining me right now. Good to see you, Julia. You know, even though SVB made it through a pretty scary moment, there was somewhat of a run on banks. According to the Federal Reserve, nearly $100 billion was taken out or shifted around. Have investors and customers taken a collective sigh of relief?
You know, that's a good question, Adrienne. Maybe for the moment. However, there are so many questions as to why this was allowed to happen when there are supposed regulations in place. Now, a lot of supporters of SVB and, those who are very much backing the bank would say, look, this came out of the blue. However, there seems to be a lot of clues that the bank could have been headed for a very negative and dark place that it ended up in. Obviously, having to do with, record fast growth and having a lot of clientele that were tech startups, obviously a big risk. So you're going to see on Capitol Hill today in the Senate, Democrats talking about regulations, that were rolled back during the Trump administration, such as the 2018 Dodd-Frank regulations. But also on the Republican side, they will ask whether regulators had the tools in place or to prevent something like this from happening.
Yeah, because honestly, people can't handle any more surprises like this. It's just too shaky, too reminiscent of 2008 or maybe the Great Depression.
It is.
But the heads of SVB and Signature Banks, they're not going to be testifying at these 2 hearings. Why not?
You know, that's a good question. They were invited to testify, but they will not be there. You know, it's a good question as to when we will hear from them. I think they're obviously facing a lot of public scrutiny, and lawmakers, both Republicans and Democrats, will be itching to get to hear from them. However, I think instead we're going to hear from others in the bank and supporters. But, obviously, I think, like I said, the public would like to hear from the heads of those banks, because clearly a lot of red flags were missed or simply overlooked.
Okay, I want to get to Fed Chair Jerome Powell in a second, but what's this push to repeal a 2018 deregulation law? What's that about?
Right. So that deregulation law, the Dodd-Frank law, went into effect during the Obama administration, and it was rolled back during the Trump administration. Democrats would argue that if this regulation law were in place, something like this could have potentially been prevented. But like I said, you're going to hear Republicans sort of pushing back against that narrative, saying, well, maybe regulators had the tools, but they were overlooking a lot of these red flags. So that's where some of this partisanship starts to creep in on this conversation.
So is there a chance that Fed Chair Jerome Powell could be ousted? I mean, you take the recipe of the banking drama along with the continued interest rate hikes, and some could say there's a connection and this volatility is somebody's fault. So is he the fall guy?
It creates a political conundrum for the White House here, because we saw that when President Biden decided to, let Jerome Powell continue his tenure as Fed chair, his centrist politics were on display, because we know that Jerome Powell is a Republican. And we know that progressives within President Biden's Democratic Party have pushed back against Jerome Powell, notably Senator Elizabeth Warren, who has been, essentially very much criticizing him and suggesting he should step down for some of these interest rate hikes. But it creates a political issue for the White House, Adrienne, because we've seen over the past couple of weeks maybe a slight bump in economic optimism for the Trump administration. But now with interest rates hiking, that creates another issue.
All right. I know they're fighting about it within the banking industry and I'm sure somebody's household, because there's nothing more arguable than money issues. So we're going to move on. Julia, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.